Hey, y'all. Another one for you. Oh, hope you ain't see all that. But, Lalicia's Say My Name podcast, where what we say ain't for play, and no matter your position in life, baby, we all gonna elevate. With that being said, I'm texting a homegirl right now because, like I said, I know y'all love to hear me talk, but I want y'all to hear somebody else talk. I want y'all to hear somebody else's opinion. Now, this topic here is about, do you forget to not like a person? I do. I do. I always be like, oh, I'm gonna cut this person off because it's X, Y, and Z. It can be the slightest thing. And they can come around and they can talk to me again. I'm like, oh, something that happened. And then I remember, oh yeah, I want food with this person because of that. Or I want food with this person because of this. Now, with that being said, I want to feel like, what is the reasoning for doing that? Do you do it? And what is the reason for doing it? I feel like I do forget to not like a person. Like, I had a person that'll come to me and be like, hey, let me use this. And then it'll come back and my stuff broke up or whatever. Or my stuff just don't come back at all. Or I have a situation where a person like backdoored me, and man, I got stories for days for that. So I'm not even ready to give out a whole bunch of examples on that today. But I can't just give just two. So I had a situation where I'm living in an apartment complex, and my neighbors and myself have a situation where, okay, I'm gonna get right to it. My baby had a birthday party, and I realized food was going missing. This is my sister called me. But I realized food was going missing. So with that being said, with that being said, I was at the apartment complex. My neighbor, we get to beefing because food was missing out of my refrigerator. Now, food missing out of my refrigerator, and it was after a party. And y'all let me know in the comments, am I wrong? I felt like the party was from 5 to 7. I made hot dogs. I did pull out steaks for the party. However, I did not cook the steaks for the party. The steaks were just sitting right there on the counter, and I ended up putting them back in the refrigerator. Yeah, they're probably kind of dirty. I don't even know the whole thing of steak. I don't even eat steak no more. But anywho, put them back in the refrigerator or freezer, whatever the case may be. I ended up realizing the next day that they were gone. So me, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a very aggressive person. However, when I feel a way, I speak up, because there were so many times in my childhood where I neglected to speak up for myself. I neglected myself, and it's just like, I'm not neglecting myself no more. And I always been a fighter. Like, you're not gonna bitch me, and if you pull up on me, I'm gonna fight you. But not to say, like I said, but I'm not aggressive. So with that being said, I spoke up on it. I had a cousin call me like, hey, so and so talking shit on Facebook, and whole time, man, that person got into a fight. But the person that backdoored me was somebody that actually lived with me. And I was told by one person, like, hey, they said you thought I took it. And I'm like, no, she told me that you did take it. So with that being said, I'm not fucking with her no more at all. I'm not fucking with them, we're gonna call her Chucky, like, maybe it's a gay dude named Chucky. We're gonna call him a her because, dudes like to be called her. So I'm like, Chucky, yeah, Chucky told me that you took it or whatever. But Chucky told me that you said that I took it. So with that being said, it kind of was we both got manipulated into a situation. And now I tell myself, I'm cut Chucky off, not talking to Chucky no more. Even though me and Chucky, lived together, went through the rough and through the mud together, I'm cutting them off. But I turn around, Chucky be on some years later, hey, what you doing? What's going on? I'm like, oh, hey, where you been at? Whole time you been gone because of that situation. So I definitely forget to, cut people off. Why? And I think it's because, like I said, I neglected myself a lot of times. I held back from putting myself first a lot of times. So subconsciously, I feel like, oh, you supposed to forget this person, or yeah, they did you dirty, but you keep on dealing with them because that's what I did a lot as a child. Like, I hate to say it, but cousins and stuff will probably like throw me on the bus, take my stuff, and I was always expected to still forgive them and still deal with them, and always brought up on this. That's your brother, that's your sister, that's your cousin, that's your auntie, that's your, mama, that's your dad. Like, so because of that, or because of their stature in my life, I was just supposed to say F it and keep rolling with it. And no matter how bad the damage they have made, I was expected to still forgive them, still be there for them, still feed them, still treat them accordingly. No, not accordingly. I was still expected to treat them as if nothing happened, which I really don't like, because I think this whole woke era that we're in, everybody's like, oh no, if Grandma Susie disrespect me, Grandma Susie gonna get these hands. I'm gonna be honest, I'm all for it to a certain extent. Now I ain't gonna say to a certain extent. I'm all for it, and I'm gonna be honest, because I'm one of them damaged people that went through a lot of suffering at the hands of people that was supposed to care for me and supposed to be there and look out for me. Now, another situation is my actual biological grandmother, was one of those people that was supposed to, oh, I like you and I love you and I'm gonna teach you and I'm gonna build you up. However, I remember one time, I felt so stupid. She's passed away now, so it can't hurt her feelings. That was Doc. But with that being said, she comes to my house because I was living with her, and her and her husband or whatever used to pay me for doing chores and stuff like that. They come to my mom's house at the time because, like I said, I was back and forth. I talked about it in the previous video, but I was back and forth, and they just pull up on me like, here's $20 for doing your chores. Here's another $40 because of this, and here's something else for that. Whole time it was my motherfucking money out the motherfucking bank account that I freaking started. I asked her to be a custodian parent on it because my mother was just, I don't know, too wrapped up into her stuff, or I don't even know. Like, it's no excuse for it. Anywho, my mother wasn't able to do the account for me, so I had to have my grandma do it. And I always work. I worked since I was like 14. With that being said, RIP to my ace, Andrew Gary. I fucking miss you, dog. But with that being said, that's my first job working with him, and I had to start me a bank account. I started my bank account, and yeah, she was the person, the 18 and older that was in charge of it, and she did that. And then after that, I still went to live with her. I still said, forget it. That's my grandmother, so I trust her. I believe her. I love her. But that was for the birds, because I done went through a whole lot with her and her husband and that whole thing. So with that being said, I do forget to not trust people. I do forget to not deal with people. But I will say that subconsciously, I think is a thing that you grow up being like, because you're told to forgive people, you're told to love your family and whatever. But yeah, that's my opinion on that. Like I said in a previous video, look at them links, drop those comments, thumbs up thumbs up. Just come on, y'all. Like, y'all watching it, and I'm getting subscribers, but I'm only getting subscribers because I'm saying, hey, look at my video. I have people in my family that I be like, yeah, I started YouTube. They're like, yeah, I know you did. But bitch, why you ain't subscribing my shit? Bitch, why you not liking my shit? Like, that's that back to that point where I was saying sometimes you can have people around you and you trying to tell them how to get where you at, and they don't want to hear it coming from you. So they're not going to support you. But anyway, another subject for another day. So I'm going to wrap this up because Leia's right here, Fire's over there creeping, and I don't know what they want, but they want something. So ending this is another episode of Lalicia Say My Name, Bitch podcast, where what we say ain't for play, and no matter your position in life, baby. My hair got stuck. We all gonna elevate. I say.